field of early intervention is maturing. We are learning that when providers support and enhance the confidence and competence of parents and caregivers, it benefits the child's development. By building upon the family's everyday routines and activities, we can individualize early intervention supports and make them meaningful for that family and that child. A routines-based approach helps caregivers understand how to help the child learn and develop during natural activities. The caregiver then continually supports the child when a provider is not in the family's home. Let's listen now as 3 early interventionists share what this all looks like in practice.
Okay, you show me how you can do it all by yourself.
When I think of myself as a coach with a family, I want to be able to come into that home and sit with the family, get to know that family, get to know their routines, and then look at what can we do within that routine to help support that little one become more of a participant and more active. So when I'm working with a family and using coaching, I want to, engage with that family, interact with them, and understand what's happening during their routines throughout the day.
Is that yummy, yummy, yummy?
So that we can identify the routine and the times that they can best help their little person accomplish the goals, develop their skills, and be able to do optimally what we would like for them to do.
One more time.
I want to give them the tools and the education, the knowledge of what are the next steps that they're going to need in order to help their little one continue to do that same activity the next day or the next day.
Apple! Apple! Eating an apple? Just like you!
Parents sometimes enter into the early intervention system with preconceived notions about what these services will look like. They are under the assumption that a provider will come in and work with their child, focusing on specific and isolated skills that the child may be missing. The caregiver may have been referred by a physician or another agency staff member who does not understand the shift from a clinical to a more routines-based approach. So how do you explain this to families?
When it comes to coaching, I oftentimes describe it as I'm going to be on the sidelines helping you know what are the next steps to take. And we're going to look at that together and identify the situation and go, what could we do next? What is he enjoying? What is he delighting in?
John, it's time to clean up. You ready?
The provider focuses on supporting every family where they are. This means that each family is looked at individually. Family priorities and uniqueness are celebrated and built upon. This is the starting point for the early interventionist.
Oh, sweetie.
Well, one of the first things I do when I go into a home is I like to just go in and sit on the floor and look around at what they have and let the mom and the child initiate the activities. I like to see what they spontaneously and on their own pull out to show me. And I think that puts the mom and the child at ease for them to initiate the activities.
Which would you like? Do you want the truck or the book? Oh, the book.
I guess I also use a lot of turn taking. So I model what I do with those activities and then I say, okay, it's mom's turn, and I hand the toy over to mom and let her model what I just modeled for her.
To see. What do you think?
When parents have the opportunity to interact with the provider and observe new strategies or activities being used with the child, and then practice those same strategies while the provider offers support or suggestions, the parent gains experience so that he or she can continue using these strategies when the provider is not present.
All through the town.
So when we use those natural environments and when we use those natural opportunities that are happening within the day-to-day moment or real time, and if we support the child or the parent in that moment during the week when service providers are not within the home, that parent can reflect on that moment and say, you know what, I can do this. I'm competent. I am a facilitator for development for my child because it was a real life situation. And it's something that I can do, and I can generalize it to another area of the child's life. and it empowers them. It makes them feel confident in their ability to create change.
You're laughing so much. You're losing your clothes.
We give you, again, those next steps, those tools, the information, the support that you need, and thereby he's getting much more intervention throughout the week than if we just bring in another person for 1 hour.
Can you pull? Pull!
I think that my focus has become much more family focused. Now it's more, what does the family want in their life, and how do I help the family reach those goals? They're not two separate skill sets.
If I want to promote what's valuable, my first role is to find out what are their expectations of that child, and what do they want to be able to do with their child, and what is a struggle for them in their day-to-day life, in the moment-to-moment. That's what's important to me.
Did you have a good time?
So it's much more of a shared responsibility. It's not the onus of the responsibility. Making that difference is not on my shoulder so squarely, but it's a shared responsibility, and I've empowered the parent, and they have developed their confidence and their competence, and they're able to explore what it is that they can do to help their little person and to make a difference in their lives, and then they can find the joy in making those differences.
Thank you. Thank you. Hugs.
This video has given you an inside look at 3 providers who have shared what their early intervention practices truly look like, how they engage the family, use coaching, and build on everyday routines and activities. Perhaps you are wondering how you can make these changes. Tune in to the 3rd segment of this video to help you get started.